What's up? It's Kurtar85, and I'm back with another video. And I'm in a pretty cool setting right now. I am, however, blocking up the thing that says "fuck Biden." I've been here in the past year, and that was not there. I don't know what year you think you're in, but that's over. But also, yeah, that's what happens when you live in a small town. It's not a small town, it's just Alabama. So today, though, that's not why we're here. Speaking of spooky things, I thought we could do something kind of fun, do something kind of quirky, do something kind of crazy. And I have this list on my Letterboxd that I've had for about 3 or 4 years, I think. And it is every single horror movie I've ever seen, and I've been ranking them as I've been going. And right now, the total number is at 231. 231 movies that I thought would be fun if we went through them for Halloween, I guess. And just because I am kind of proud of this list, I'm like, it's so big now. I'm like, I gotta tell somebody about this. Even though it is public, but it only has like one like. I don't know if people really see it because it's kind of suppressed. So I figured that we would just start. Heads up though, I'm not going to be doing edits throughout this video probably. It's probably just going to be like podcast style, like not that many cuts or anything. And then also, I am going to be listening to music while I'm doing this because I would be going crazy because I think this might take like over an hour. At least, because my like 5-star video was like an hour-ish, and that was like 100 movies or so. So this is gonna be a task. But I'm kind of excited. But yeah, let's just get into it. If I forget to mention anything, I'll just mention it later. Okay, we're starting at number 231, my least favorite movie of all time. And you probably know this if you saw my half-star video, but this is actually my least favorite movie of all time. Escape from Tomorrow. It is just a complete shit show. It is super pretentious in a really annoying way that I hate. I'm super pretentious in a really annoying way, and I'm really sorry, by the way, if I sound pretentious in this video, but it might happen. But yeah, this is so pretentious. It's in black and white to cover up the fact that it looks like shit. There's so many storylines that don't connect to anything. They're just like abandoned and like never come up. And our protagonist is a pervert that preys on 16-year-old girls. And also the ending of the entire movie makes no sense and is literally based off of a throwaway line that one character gives. And so that makes it feel like everything else we've been watching is just like useless. It is the most batshit terrible movie I've ever watched, and I don't even recommend it to watch like as a fun bad time. We'll have a few of those on here, like as a fun bad time with friends, because this is boring and uninspired, and I'm sorry about the siren. I'm right below a bridge, by the way. That might be why. Look, I'm right below a bridge. So that might be why. One time there was a punk show down here. It was kind of cool. Next I have Troll 2. Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. After I'll talk about Troll 2 in a second, don't worry. But for starters, all of these 1-star movies you're probably going to hear me talk about again, because I already talked about them in my lowest rated movies video. But these are a lot more of a general ranking. Like whenever you get to the 5 stars, I think I have them more meticulously placed, but there's so many on here that it's kind of more based on like the rating that I gave it. So like it's this group, then this group, then this group, then this group, more than like an exact rating, because exactly rating 230 things, that's like something that like I'll leave to Apple Music at the end of the year or something. Like that's not, even they don't do that many and rank them like that. So I couldn't do all that, but I think I have them kind of generally placed, and if I make like if there's some big corrections I need to make, I'll just say them. But yeah, right here we got Troll 2. This is a good one to have a bad time with. This is a bad movie to have a good time with, is what I meant to say. So fun. Like I love this movie. It's so corny. This is the movie where it's like they're eating her and then they're going to eat me. Oh my god. And it's really funny. Black Christmas, 2019, terrible. Super performative. They talk about performative male. How about performative female feminism? Because that is what this is. This is a movie that had to have a theme, and so they went feminism. And it, like, kind of works for, like, 2 seconds, and then it doesn't. So, bad movie. We have Down. I barely even remember this movie, and that might be the case for a good bit of movies. But this was, like, a snooze to get through. I mean, you're in an elevator the whole time, and I know there's other movies that have elevators as their central, like, place, and I know they get it done better. So this sucked. And then everything interesting that happens in it happens outside of the elevator. Anyways, The Forever Purge, I mean, it's a Purge movie, probably one of the worst ones, because I think I've seen all of them. I'm pretty sure. I guess we'll see. But yeah, this is probably the worst one, but it is the first one I saw, and I remember it was the first R-rated movie I saw in theaters. I was 14 and I snuck in. Late bloomer, some would say. And I can't believe it was this. What a waste. The Ginger Dead Man. You're not going to believe this. I watched this on my damn own. I watched this by myself. What a fun time, though. I was giggling and laughing and huckling and chuckling. You know what they say? If you can make them laugh and jiggle, you can make the Ginger Dead Man dick wiggle. I don't know. But yeah, look at his fucking face. Like, look at how he looks. It's terrifying, and it's hilarious, and it's so absurd. I know the sequel is called Passion of the Crust, and I really need to watch that. Maxine. What a terrible, terrible flop of a movie. I've written a long review about it, but I just hate it with every fiber of my being, pretty much. I think it's absolutely terrible. So much wasted opportunity with this amazing character. And Mia Goth does as good as she can, but Ty West just takes the most annoying possible writing approach, and it's just so obvious and annoying, and I just hate it. I really hate it. None of the side characters have any flesh. Well, they have flesh divvied out, but they don't have room to be fleshed out because I don't know, because it works in X and these are about the same length, but he just completely dropped the ball on this one in my opinion, and I hate it. 47 Meters Down, shark horror movie. What y'all know about that? That was scary. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's 47 Meters Down. It's not great. I think I watched this, like, in 5th grade. It was, like, one of my first horror movies. And then I rewatched it, I think, and I was just like, yeah, this was not good. This was not good. There's Someone Inside Your House. Now, this is one of the few movies where I have read the book. And, of course, it's this ass movie. But the book is so good. I really liked the book, actually. It was one of my first, like, horror books that I really liked. And I haven't read that many horror books, to be honest. I haven't read that many books in general. But There's Someone Inside Your House. There's Someone Inside Your House just completely changes everything up and makes it terrible and changes all the theming and all of the... just everything. It just changes everything, and it's just not the book. It's just a completely different movie. And it's really annoying to watch. Sorry, I'm messing with the brightness. It's really annoying to watch, and I hate what they did with it, and I'm embarrassed of it. Even though I don't know why. I didn't sign allegiance to it, but I'm embarrassed of it. The Exorcist Believer. You know it's bad when I cannot remember a single fucking thing that happened in this movie. I think this was the one with 2 of them, but maybe it's not, because why are there not 2 of them in the poster? So, I must have really not liked it. The Original Purge. This one just really did not work for me. I'm surprised it got a sequel, considering just how boring it is. Really not that much happens, and there's a lot of gun violence in it, which is a thing I don't like about the Purge movies. It's just how much gun violence there is, but, because it's only gun violence. It's not like, I don't have a problem with some gun violence, but, like, if that's the only thing in your horror movie, that's not scary, or it's scary in a different I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but it's kind of a snooze, honestly. The later movies actually do a lot better than this. Escape Room. Again, one that I watched when I was really young, but I do remember a good bit about it, and I remember it just, like, really did not mesh well for me. I think the characters were really shallow, and they were very archetypal. Is that a word? I hope it is. And yeah, I don't know. I never watched the sequel because this just never piqued my interest enough. And it's a really cool idea, a deadly escape room. Like, that is so cool, and I'm all ears for it. And I was really excited to watch it, but it was kind of a shame. There's a few cool, really, really cool sets. And and the main lead's performance that you're seeing right here is really good. But, you know. The babysitter, Samara Weaving, is the best part. I mean, she's the only good part, pretty much. And Jenna Ortega's she's in the sequel. We'll talk about the sequel in a second, I guess. It Chapter 2, what a terrible ass movie. Not gonna lie, hated it. Completely falls apart, is way too long. Each of the segments, none of them are really that compelling to me. And besides the core people having really good performances and Pennywise having a few good moments, really did not fuck with this at all. And it's a shame because I think I liked the first one a lot more. But this was just, it felt like it should have been two movies. I mean, they could have made Chapter 3, people would have seen it. But, man, it's just kind of a dud in my opinion. Tusk, I respect this for the ending and going there and scaring me when I was in 3rd grade. But other than that, really not good. Justin Long is not very good here, in my opinion. Just nothing really works here. It's probably the direction that's the worst part, but yeah. Funhouse, I mean, it's just boring. It's like a social media type thing where all the actors are like porn actors, and they're like, oh my gosh, I hope I don't die. Oh my gosh, I was beating that guy with a freaking, I don't know, with a bat. And it's like, okay, I don't care. Y2K, this came out recently. I hated it. I hated it. I was all down for some Y2K humor, and I hate when people act like I was born in 2007. And I hate when people act like I would not get any of these references. Like, I grew up online. I know what the past was like. I've done my history lessons. I got almost every single reference in this movie, and it still sucked, and I hated it. And the actor from Hunt for the Wilder People, I'm forgetting his name, he died pretty fast, and that pissed me off. Just everything about this was pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie. It was not a good time for me. The Final Destination, probably the worst Final Destination, even though none of them really soar to crazy heights in my opinion. But yeah, just what you would expect from, like, kind of, I feel like what people expect from a Final Destination movie, like people that haven't watched one, this is what people would expect it to be. Like, have some cool kills, but have like terrible performances, terrible writing, terrible everything else. Yeah. Uncle Sam, this is a heart. I gave this a heart because I saw this at a bad movie night at my local theater at like midnight. And come on, guys, I had a gay old time. I had a great time with this. It was so fun. People were laughing. It was crowded. And like, I'm not going to give it 5 stars because I want to keep my ratings kind of consistent because this wasn't a good movie, but so fun. Such a good, like, 4th of July dumbass movie to watch. I love it. The Rental, talk about a contrast. This is just the most boring shit you could imagine. Alison Brie is wasted here. And what a damn shame. What a damn flop of a reveal at the end, too. It's just such a dud. And I hate it. This poster, like, never comes into play. There's never something that looks this cool. And I just hate it. I hate it. Men, Alex Garland trying to be a feminist and talk about how men suck, but also not having a single woman on board while making it, and except for the makeup department, and like just overall not characterizing the only woman in the entire story. What are we talking about? You can't make a movie about how bad men are and then not give character to any women at all. And the scares are not that good, and the mythology is not that good in my opinion. There's some cool camera work, I will admit, but that's all that works for me. The Nun. I mean, I watched this like with a friend on FaceTime, I think, during quarantine. Not great. Not the worst though. Kind of fun. Not good. Hard Eyes, not good. Didn't like this at all. Thought it was boring. Thought the killer was boring. Thought they could. I mean, it is a cool mask, but it's like, do something with it. Do something with it. The Silence. I watched this at a sleepover when I was really young. I shouldn't even really be talking on it, to be honest. Because I don't remember shit about it, except that it's kind of like a Quiet Place ripoff that sucks. And they got freaking knockoff. Oh, I'm forgetting his name. From Breaking Bad. Walter White. Terrifier. I'm gonna talk about Terrifier for a second, and I'm gonna pull up a white screen while I do, so that way I don't look like this the whole time. But I've been thinking about Terrifier because I've been watching I've been listening to a podcast about it, Dead Meat Podcast, shout out, and I have been really enjoying like the later ones. But this first one, I do hate this one. I don't like this one at all. It feels mean and is not very fun. But I am very excited for Terrifier 4, is my point. And I'll get more into that, I guess, whenever I get to the other ones. This original sucks. But I will say there was discourse around Art pulling out a gun in this movie. And people are like, oh, I hate it. Guys, that's like one of my favorite moments in this whole movie. I'm not going to lie. When Art pulls out that gun and shoots her, it's so evil. It's the most evil thing I've ever seen. It's like, he likes to fuck with you, but then he gets to a point where he's like down and he's like, I'm gonna fucking shoot you. I don't give a rat's ass. And I think that makes him very scary. But anyways, we have the original Blob. So boring. Oh my gosh, the Blob. You're telling me the Blob is boring? Yes, we need more Blob. Of course we need more Blob. There's barely any Blob in this movie, and it's so boring. Guys, it's so boring. The Nun Part 2, better than the original. Still not good, but it was fun in a theater. I think it's because I saw it in a theater, probably. Saw 5. The worst Saw movie, by far. Honestly, I might give this a 1.5. Boom, I did it. So lifeless, so boring. Takes away, and I haven't seen Jigsaw or Spiral. Auga. But I hate this movie with a passion. I think it's so boring, and it's so lifeless, and it has none of the like fun that Saw normally has. None of the fun editing, none of the fun transitions, none of the soap opera-y elements. And it sucks that this is so crucial to like the story, because I wish I could just skip it. I wish everybody could just skip it forever. But they can't, because some important shit happens here in order to get you to the best Saw movie. Leprechaun, I saw this at a theater as well. What a fun movie. I don't give a fuck. He's such a little shit, and I love him. I love him to death. Mamma mia, here I go again, mama, how can I resist you? Strange Harvest, this came out like this year. It sucked. I think there's AI in it, which should already put most of you off. But I was curious because the trailer looked cool, and it's just boring ass shit. Taking of Deborah Logan is only good for that one shot at the end where her mouth is all crazy, but that's about it. It's pretty boring for the most part. And the main actor is amazing. Deborah Logan is amazing. The Home, sorry if this triggered you for your eyeballs. This was Pete Davidson horror movie that came out this year. Terrible love. Pete Davidson, love you to death. Not really, but you cannot act, and I don't think you should be taking these serious of pros. I think you should be doing more comedy, maybe take a few classes, and then come back in a little... Why am I talking in a British accent? Maybe you should come back in a little bit, when maybe you've honed your craft a little bit more. But this was boring. Another, like, old people movie. Was that... Yeah, another old elderly person movie about elderly people being horrifying, but it's actually the nursing home, kind of. And, yeah, the ending does go there. It does this thing in the movie that you see on the poster. And I think that's the only thing it's really good for. Because, I mean, it seems to think that the movie knows that, too, because it's all over the poster. it's like, hey, look, we're going to do this crazy thing to the eye. You can forget about the rest of the story leading up to it. That's the vibe I get. Dangerous Animals, this came out this year as well. I was really excited for this too. It was like premiering at TIFF or something, so I was like, oh, okay. Let Down is exactly what you would expect from a storyline like this. There's not really any fun little mishaps to be had. No fun shit. Just serious shit, and not serious shit. Don't play it though. Serious shit. Don't play it though. But that's it. Yeah. Velvet Buzzsaw. Jake Gyllenhaal is in this, and he sucks in it. I love Jake Gyllenhaal though. Who else? What's her name? That was in Hereditary. Oh fuck. Toni Collette is in this. She's great. She looks sexy as hell in this movie. But yeah, nothing comes together at all. Like in the slightest. It's actually like funny how little this movie works most of the time. It's quite comical actually, if you really think about it. But yeah, I did not care for this one. The Front Room, this was A24. I love the performances in this movie. I think the main two are great. I think there's some gross shit that happens that I appreciate them for going there, I guess. But overall, and there's some really cool visuals as well. But overall, does not work for me. The elements of like parenthood and stuff kind of fall through, and none of the characters act in ways that are like reasonable. Like obviously the villains shouldn't, but then the main characters don't act in reasonable ways, and it's really annoying to watch movies like that. Cobweb, I watched this like really late one night. I don't really remember it. I remember it being mid. That's kind of it. Sorry. The Monkey. This shit is ass. Wait, what song is this? Ooh. This song is good. The Monkey fucking cooks. No, it doesn't. Okay, no, it doesn't. I shouldn't even have this as my poster because the Monkey sucks. Okay, the Monkey sucks, and I'm tired of the propaganda saying that it's good because this shit is ass, and I'm tired of hearing that it's not. Because the humor never lands, in my opinion. Osgood Perkins seems so far up his own ass I can't even believe it. And the gore is not even that good, okay? It's so CGI. It's just like, what a shame. What a shame. There's a bug on me. There's probably going to be a lot of that. I'm out here at night. Scream 2, the worst Scream. We're getting a lot of worse right now. You would think that this was you think we were in Germany with all the worse we're getting. Scream 2, so bad. I hate how inconsistent it is with all the other movies. How in every other movie people act in ways that I really feel like I can attribute that to. Like I'm like, yeah, I would do that in that situation. In this movie, it is just infuriating how everyone acts, and it just kind of falls into very common tropes that I find very annoying. I find really annoying. Next I have Before I Wake. I watched this on a car ride when I was really young. Not that good. Jacob Tremblay's in it, though. That's interesting, I guess. I don't love him lately, though. He wasn't that good in Life of Chuck, in my opinion. Braid, this is like really going for like the trippy, crazy vibes, but it just falls apart because none of it makes any sense. It's just visuals, and it's not a movie. I thought I heard something. It was a bird, probably. Yeah, none of it comes together good. It sucks. Clown in Cornfield, this came out, oh, that was this year. Okay. It's very typical slasher. It's not that crazy. It's not that good. None of the characters are very good. And the humor, it's trying to be... The thing that brings it down for me, though, is that the humor just... It's trying to be a really funny horror comedy. It's not that funny. It's not that funny. And yeah, I'm just not the biggest fan. I'm sorry. Don't Worry, Darling. I don't know if this... Some of y'all might not count this as a horror movie. I don't care. I'm going to talk about it because this shit is ass. Florence Pugh, you're alright in this. Harry Styles, you're ass in this. Don't act, please. And, bro, the twist in this is the most boring-ass shit I've ever heard. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And none of it leading up to it is interesting at all. Nothing interesting happens in this whole movie. And it's not like a slow burn at all. Because it doesn't lead up to anything. A slow burn has to lead up to something, you motherfuckers. And the ending does not count because it sucks. Okay? Dr. Terror's House of Horror. I watched this one year for a Um, what is it called? Hooptober. When you watch a horror movie every day. I couldn't do that this year. But it was like one movie from, I don't remember what era this was. I don't remember what the rule was that I watched this movie under. But it kind of sucked. It was like an anthology movie, and none of them were very good except for one. One was really good, I remember. It was about like an art piece, and it was so memorable. I could have watched a whole movie of just that one, and I think it's probably worth watching just for that one. You could skip to that one and watch that for a little short film. But yeah, no, not as a whole movie. Screamboat. Screamboat. What a funny movie this was. It's so self-aware that I can't help but kind of like it. It's bad. It's not good. It's not good. Don't get me wrong. It's not good. But it knows exactly what it is. And David Howard Thornton is in it, and he's incredible in it because he always is incredible. And this is just so funny. I mean, it was crazy. I was watching it with a friend, and we were just like... And the gore is crazy. It's so unexpectedly crazy in this movie. And I respect that too. But yeah. Quiet Place Day 1. Not fucking with this. I think the big city has so many cool elements, but then they just like leave the big city within like 20 minutes, and it's just Joseph Quinn doing his shit, I guess. And then, I'm forgetting everybody's name. There's so many people I have to remember. Lupita Nyong is going crazy. She's doing great. And I like the cat motif and everything, but there's not enough scariness. There's not enough oomph to this movie where I think it, justifies itself at all. The Nightingale. This is intense. I'm going to talk about sexual assault for a second. This movie is very provocative. But it's also very mean, and it sucks because this comes from the person that made the Babadook, which I love, but this ends up kind of not being as much about the revenge, but ends up being more about indigenous people, because this takes place in the 1800s, and just completely does the white woman kind of card, and kind of downplays the atrocities happening to the other people. And is like, but look at this white woman. And all of the indigenous characters serve this white woman in the narrative. And it's just kind of a flop in my opinion, and I didn't love it. And it's also very upsetting. The Purge election year, this is a good Purge. It's not the worst Purge. There's some fun moments, but yeah, overall it's a Purge movie, so it's not great. And I don't think it does any of the election year stuff interesting. It doesn't really have anything interesting to say, much like most of the Purge movies. They just don't have anything at all to say, for real. Even though this is such a prime political movie. This could be so good as a political movie, but it just doesn't want to go there, I guess. Sweetheart, one of the first horror movies I watched, not good. Yeah. Death of a Unicorn, this came out this year. Damn. This sucks, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Feels so commercial, feels so trying to appeal to literally everybody. Oh my gosh, like Death of a Unicorn, it's like gory a little bit. There's some gory moments that are not that cool. And Jenna Ortega is not that good in this. Paul Rudd sucks in this. One of the worst Paul Rudd performances I've ever seen. And I think everybody else is kind of not that good. The unicorns look alright at times, but... is that what you want your movie to be? Vivarium, I hate Jesse Eisenberg. I hate him. And I can say that knowing he's never going to hear it. And I love it. I really hate him in this movie, especially. Such a cool setting. There's so much cool effects going on with the repeating landscape and all of that. But it ends up going down a route that's so boring and so... predictable, and then it just kind of rage baits you at the end, and it's like, look how crazy we're being, and it's like, okay, fuck you, Jesse Eisenberg. Bone Lake, I saw this recently. I saw this very recently. Yeah, it doesn't do anything interesting at all. It actually ends up being a slow burn as well. There's nothing, and it ends up not being what you think it's going to be, but in a very lame way. In a very, It's just kind of like people fucking with other people for a while, which I respect, but it's called Bone Lake. I mean, look at this freaking poster. I don't know what's going on. Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. This is the 2022, sorry. I didn't hate this one, honestly. Like, I did not hate it. I think it's a lot more satirical than people were giving it credit for. Like, the ending shot where she's driving away in a Tesla, literally like the ending shot of the original, but like she's stuck in a Tesla that's on autopilot. That shit is so funny. There's a lot of funny shit in this movie. I don't like what it does to Leatherface, like, as a character, because Texas Chainsaw, you'll see, is pretty high up on there. And I love Leatherface. He's one of my favorite villains. They completely shit all over that, and they do that. And then they bring Sally back, which sucks ass. It sucks so much ass. But the first, like, 45-30 minutes of it, I'm rocking with it, to be honest. Late Night with the Devil, there's some AI in this movie, too, so that already set me off. But then also it just is kind of boring to me. It never really does anything that interesting, in my opinion. There's some really good performances, but yeah, that's it. The Menu, I've watched this 3 times, if you can't see. And every time I watch it, I hate it even more. It's so pretentious. It's not, I get exactly what it's trying to do. It's trying to be pretentious, to subvert your pretension, but it is pretentious. It's just pretentious, and it thinks that it's, like, doing something, but it's really not. I think it's just so lame. It's just so lame, and so, like, there's so many archetypes, and it's just like, I'm not watching real people except for Anya Taylor-Joy, who is alright in this. But yeah. Final Destination 3. This is pretty good. I love the inciting incident, the roller coaster. But yeah, none of the characters are very good. Again, no reason to really care. It's just kind of like a kill showcase once again. Not my favorite. Battle Royale, a lot of people really like this, and it does not work for me at all. I don't remember exactly why, but I remember really not fucking with this. And it's not because it's too much for me, trust. Number 1 on my list is a lot. It's not like a stylistic thing. It's just, I don't think it works. I think I remember not thinking it. I don't know. I've been saying that a lot. I'm sorry. I don't fucking remember this shit. What the hell is this? Is that a robot? This shit looks like ass. Dave Made a Maze. Wow. Some of the coolest sets of this entire list. Like, it has some awe-inspiring sets, but does just absolutely nothing with them. Characters suck. Dave is not really even a character. Like, who are you, Dave? 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 He's not here. Christmas Bloody Christmas. This is by Joe Begos, who I really like. His other movie, Bliss, who you'll see it in a second, or in a minute or two, I guess. I don't know. Or fucking a while, I guess. But this was like trying to be a Christmas movie, and it was a Christmas movie about like this one is very much like Grimehouse, but just like trying to be edgelord, very like saying fuck a lot, but not in a very like fun way. It's just like it's Bliss, but not as good in my opinion. The Omen, the original Omen. I don't really remember too much about this. I'm sorry. I must have not loved it. Five Nights at Freddy's. That's where you wanna be. Five Nights at Freddy's. How are we feeling about Five Nights at Freddy's? I'll tell you one thing is I'm not rocking with it, and I got a hat on now. What the fuck? Yeah. Come on now, like, what are we talking about? This movie could have been so scary, and they went the goofy route, and I don't like it. I wish they didn't go the goofy route, and I know they're going to go the goofy route with this next one, having Matt Pat be one of the voices. And Jennifer Fox? What's wrong with you? Get better jobs. I know you're wanted. Why are you taking roles as Chica? Chica. I mean, I'm going to see it, though, just because of that. Like, what the fuck? Friday the 13th original. It's exactly what I would expect from like a slasher. It's not as like interesting as you would think. And I didn't watch any of the sequels because of this, but let me know if I should, because there's a cult following around them. But I feel like I just prefer like some other movies, some other characters maybe. I don't know. Circle. This was all right. It was a little spooky sometimes, because of just like the situation that they're put in. I don't know what I would do. I would probably just KMS, but you know, I guess if you want to try and wiggle your way out of it and be the only one to survive and have trauma your entire life and have survivor's guilt your entire life, that's your calling. That's your calling. Saw 3D. Surprisingly, not the worst Saw movie in my opinion, despite what I was led to believe. I kind of had fun with it. I think it's very sexist and and this movie hates women a lot. But other than that, I think it's pretty fun. I think it's goofy. I think the main plot is kind of fun, if not a little underbaked. Like the main Saw trap, and we finally get to see the reverse bear trap go off. So like, how can I be mad? How can I be that mad? Hell of a Summer. This is I think it's very cool that Finn Wolfhard and his friend made a movie. That's all I'm gonna say. The House of the Devil. This is Ty West doing another like slow burn type shit like he did with X, but this one never really amounts to anything and never really does that much to really get under your skin, in my opinion, like it's very clearly trying to do. So yeah, not the best in my opinion. Lamb. This is so cute. I don't know why it's on here. I don't know who told me the fuck this is a horror movie. It's not a horror movie at all. I don't know why people think it is. It shouldn't even be on this list. I don't know why the fuck I added it to this fucking list. When the fuck it's going to but the lamb is so cute. But it's boring. It's boring. Not much happens. And also, whenever I say something's boring, like, that's not me saying, like, I need something to always be happening. Some of my favorite movies are super slow and have, like, almost nothing happen in them. But, like, that's because there's characters in there that I care about and there's interesting direction and stuff. And you kind of get that here, but not enough for me to, like, want to revisit it or anything. Heretic. This is Reddit atheism at its finest. Just annoying to watch and never is very fun. I think the performances are good. I think there's a few cool twists, and I think for a while I'm kind of into the discussions being had, but it just really beats you over the head and has a terrible ending. We Are Still Here. This is a crazy ass ghost movie, very gory, very intense, but yeah, it's just kind of feeling like it's serving to do that. This poster is the most stylistic kind of thing in it, I think, and the gore. And I do like parts of it, but not my favorite. The Purge Anarchy. I don't remember what separates this one. I'm not gonna lie. It's a Purge movie, probably. The Descent. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get flamed for this though. But I do not fuck with The Descent that much. Like, come on now. These monsters are not that scary. Like, I'm telling y'all, when I was so scared going into this, I was like, okay, people have been hyping this up like this is one of the scariest movies they've ever seen. It got the heart rate up the highest. This shit was not that scary to me, I can't lie. And it's just, like, Wolf... it's just predictable, and I don't like the way it looks. I think the performances are alright. I think the ending is not that good, in my opinion. And I'm just, like... Not obsessed with it. I think the whole, like, monsters thing is just, like, it's not really my vibe. I don't know. Smile. I like this movie, actually. I'll give it a heart. Why don't I give it a heart? I like this movie. I think it is a little much, and I think, what did I think? I think the core character is a little underbaked, and, is kind of just... like, her only characterization is her trauma, and that's kind of annoying to me. I'm like, okay, well, I get that, but, like, what else do you do? And, you know, I think it is very scary. Some of the best jump scares I've ever seen are in this movie, and the second one. But yeah, just not my fave. Ma, hey, don't make me drink alone. 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 Old. We got M. Night Shyamalan doing Old Beach. Well, I like it. I'm having fun with it. There's a crazy-ass kill in a cave in this one that I can't believe is real. It's just so good. There's so many good shit, but also the twist is kind of boring, and I don't know. Cabin in the Woods, oh my gosh. I don't care if I get flamed for this. Not funny, not scary. Doesn't work. It's such a lame-ass movie. I hate it. I hate this movie, actually. I hate this movie. I don't like this movie. It Comes at Night tries to be all mysterious and stuff and tries to be coming, like... Sorry, my mom called me. It Comes at Night is just... I don't remember. It's not good. Scream 3, not my favorite. A lot of people really like this one. I don't know that many people that are big Scream 3 heads. There's more devotion to Scream 4, Scream 1, and the newer ones, but Scream 2 and Scream 3 kind of get lost in the sauce. But yeah... I think for a good reason. This one's just more forgettable, I think. Yeah. Bring Her Back. More like bring back my hours watching this and being miserable watching it. Very miserable movie. Not fun like the Philip, I don't remember. Their last movie, which I'm not saying they all have to be fun. I'm just saying I think it feels like edgelord, again, just kind of really being bleak and doing the worst things imaginable to kind of elicit that response without it really, I don't know, flowing that well in the story, in my opinion. And I just don't think it really, like, the lore is not that interesting to me, and besides the, like, 2 moments I can think of that are pretty, like, oh my gosh, I don't know, and the main performance from Sally Hawkins, I think, she really sells it, but I don't know, I think Bring Her Back, Talk to Me has so much, this loses a lot of the style that I think made their directing so unique, and so interesting to me, so that was just kind of a shame to me. Paranormal Activity, this starts off the whole, found footage stuff, like, it kind of makes it big, besides Blair Witch came out, but then there was kind of that gap, and then this was kind of like, okay, found footage, so I respect it for that, but I don't respect it for just how uncoordinated it is and just scrambled together it feels, and there's a lot of jump scares that kind of come from nowhere, and it's kind of a snooze as well. Final Destination 2, this one has me scared of log trucks. I really enjoy this opening, this whole opening sequence, is really good, but it loses a lot of the charm, I feel like, and the acting is good, but a little too soap opera-y for me, and yeah, the kills are good, but one more, and the lore is like, I don't know, I don't remember exactly what I didn't love about this one, but yeah. The Toxic Avenger remake that came out officially this year, I guess it came out 2 years ago, like it finished 2 years ago. This is Toxic Avenger if it was just like a lot more commercial, and I can't say it's the worst thing ever. We're getting into 3 stars where it's not the worst thing ever. I can't say this is the worst thing ever. I just think it's so lame compared to the original, and so tame compared to the original. They're really like pushing this unrated thing, and it really is not even gorier than most of your average, like a lot of average movies, maybe slightly more, but not for real. And a lot of it is CGI. So it's like, what is even the point? And I'm a big hater of CGI here, in case you can't tell, unless it's good. But yeah, I think Peter Dinklage is great. I think there's a lot of funny moments in this, but I'm not a fan of the overall feel of it. It feels like it loses a lot of that charm that the original has. Sorry, I haven't been holding my mic. Has it been quiet for a second? I'm sorry. Lights Out. Okay, PG-13 horror movie. Evil Dead remake. I respect it. It's nowhere near as good as the original, but I think it's interesting to take this story from just like this super realistic, like evil, sadistic approach. I respect it, and it has some insane moments. Like, it is one of the goriest movies I've ever seen, with a lot of moments where I was like watching through my hands. But yeah, it just doesn't hold a candle to the original, and is is bland a lot of the time. Like, especially like the opening and like kind of getting into this is kind of a drag. But then once it gets going, it gets going. Speak No Evil, I appreciate what this is saying, and it has a few moments that are pretty good. And I really like the acting in it. I think this is such a, like, thoughtfully worded movie. There's so much dialogue, and it's all very important. But I think stylistically it's very boring. It's just not fun to look at. There's nothing very interesting going on. And I think the ending is kind of like alright. Like, it doesn't go as crazy. I mean, wait, what am I talking about? I was thinking of a different movie. This movie has an ending that goes crazy, actually. This movie has an awesome ending, but leading up to it, it's not I'm crazy about, It's not I'm crazy about. Cam, we love sex movies made by sex workers. That's interesting. There's some interesting stuff. Characters are not the best, and I think the ending is very lame. Very lame. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty cool. And I think it treats sex work with a lot of dignity that is rarely seen in film, and I appreciate it. Because I'm a sex worker. Unfriended. This is that, FaceTime kill count. Pretty scary at times. I actually like the way that it does the whole, like only on the screen thing. I think it's interesting, actually. But yeah, the acting is not great. I mean, I don't know what you're expecting. I think it's like college students that are acting in this. And yeah, I don't remember what else. I think there was a few moments where I was just like, I don't know. Final Destination 5. This is one of my favorite Final Destinations, if not my favorite. No, one of my favorites. I like this one. I think the opening vision is really scary and really well done, and I like how the characters feel like real people a lot of the time in this one. Not all of them, and there's a lot of tropes, and a lot of it does feel like it's serving to get to the next kill, but there's also a lot of like subversion and a lot of cool things that I think are interesting. I don't know. Todd Packer's in this movie. Annabelle Creation, this goes way harder than it has any right to be. Still not great, but like, fuck, an Annabelle movie actually kind of spooking me and actually doing things that I think are interesting is interesting. I don't know what y'all think of this. Don't Breathe. Okay. Oculus. This is like a mirror horror movie about an evil mirror. Just break the mirror. Am I right? Hush. I love deaf people. I think they're really cool, and I love how badass she is in this movie. This is a great final girl, kind of, in a way. But I think I did kind of watch this in the background of like hanging out with friends, so I might not be the best at discussing this. Opus. I think this got a little overhated because it is kind of lame. It feels a little derivative. I've met Tony Hale before, and Ayo Edebiri is incredible in this. She's incredible, and John Malkovich is pretty good too. Okay, and yeah, that's my thoughts. Oddity. I had this hyped up. Not the biggest fan of, but I also really appreciate there's a lot of really well crafted scares in this, and I just think the main story is not that intriguing to me. But yeah, this freaky demon that's on the cover is a freaky demon. He's freaky. Sinister has the best jump scare, I think. Whenever I think of the best jump scare I can think of, it's in this movie. And I don't want to say anything else about it, but it's an incredible jump scare. And I think the main story is pretty interesting. I think Ethan Hawke is too shitty to really buy into as a character. And I think Mr. Boogeyman is alright as a character. There's a lot of kind of stupid jump scares as well. I don't know. Scream 4. I've seen this one twice. Emma Roberts is in this because this is one of my friend's favorite Scream. And I don't really understand that. I think it's a little 2000s for me. And it doesn't feel as like fun. It is the goriest Scream, I will give it that, until like 6 and 5 came out. But I think it's very intentional here because it's kind of making fun of that whole like torture porn era, but it doesn't feel like it's really making fun of anything else. It doesn't feel like it's really doing anything else besides some slight nods, whereas like I feel like most of the other movies like made it their whole movie was kind of like satirizing this thing, and this one is just kind of like, I just want to make another Scream movie. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Immaculate, we got Sydney Sweeney, Great Genes over here, doing her Scream. I hate the way that this movie turns into like a scientific movie. I'm not a fan of it. Him, I've already made a whole fucking video on this. You can watch my opinions there. Way overhated in my opinion. Way not good. Not great. But I'm saying not good, but like a 6 out of 10 is not bad. But yeah, not the worst thing ever. Has some really cool visuals. Has some great performances. Has some duds of like writing. The script is pretty bad. And but yeah. Felidae, I'm counting this as a horror movie because it's an animated one, and there's not enough animated movies on here. We got cats fucking and killing themselves on here. What more do we want? I'm just kidding, that was crazy to say, but like, this is a crazy ass movie, okay? It's crazy ass movie. I can't believe this is real. And then it came out in 94. What? They were on some coke back then. A Quiet Place Part 2, once again, I don't feel like it justifies itself in the end. I think it does more than Day 1, but it is kind of boring to me. And John Krasinski kind of was my favorite character in the original, and I don't love it without him. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen this, but very much a quarantine movie. Together. I'm somewhere else. Together. We're talking about Together next. This one's good. I was a little let down by it. I think the first act is really good. And I think Alison Brie and Dave Franco are really good together. I don't think this movie would work like at all if they weren't like really married and they really had that connection. That really helps with it. I think the whole ending is such a letdown. There's a lot of letdowns in this movie, but the whole ending, I'm trying not to spoil the movies on this list, because that would be a lot of movies to spoil. But the whole ending of this movie does not work for me. And I'm tired of this type of ending happening in movies. It's something that's been played out a lot and is boring. It's boring, to be quite honest. I have Insidious next. This is kind of, I watched this pretty young. Again, this is one that I might forget a little bit, but this one is mostly memorable for that one jump scare. And you know which jump scare I'm talking about. But that one jump scare is insane. It's so good. And it really does scare me. Like, the first time I saw it, I genuinely, like, jumped, I remember. And it, like, scared me for a while. And even now, I've rewatched that scene, like, a year ago, I think. And it still got me by surprise, even though I knew it was happening. Which is really cool that it was able to do that. So, you know, props to James Wan. We have Megan. I like this one. I think it's funny. It was hyped up as very funny, and it is very funny. It's very ironic, and I like Megan's performance in it. I think she's good, and Allison, what's her name, is good. The one that was in Get Out. She's really good. Cube. This is kind of a cult classic. My review for this is like one of my favorites. It's like they should make a sequel called Pube. But yeah, Cube, it's a very interesting setting. I think the characters are kind of not that interesting, and they kind of do some things that are just stupid. And I'm like, bro, you're in a cube, why are you acting like this? But I do love the idea of the cube, and this is one that I would want to rewatch, I think. Bodies. I've obviously seen this a lot of times. I need to stop watching it, though, because every time I watch it, it kind of falls apart a little bit more for me. And the main thing holding it together is that banger of a Charlie XCX song. I'm just kidding. And Rachel Sennett. I'm just kidding, kind of. But it's overall really good, and I think there's a lot of funny moments. And Pete Davidson, this is a movie is good in. But yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. That's all I'm gonna say. Honestly, I don't really have anything else to say. I think the way it handles Gency is a little like it's good. It's good sometimes and not good sometimes. Saint Maud. This has one of the most like petrifying endings, like final seconds of a movie. Like when the final second of a movie. I've never seen a movie where the final, literal final second of it actually recontextualizes like a lot of it, which is it's interesting. It is very much a slow burn. And I don't know if I was totally into it. But I also think Maud herself is a pretty interesting character. But I feel like she is not expanded on like at all in this movie and does not get too much time to kind of breathe and do her own thing, which makes me kind of sad because I think there's a lot of interesting things that could be done with this idea. And there's a lot of pretty gnarly moments. There's a moment where she like puts needles in her shoes and walks around. It's really hard to watch. So, and it's like, but it's not there to shock you. It's kind of there to characterize her, but she's kind of only characterized in terms of her religion. So, from what I remember, and her like oppressed, like sexual desires. I think, if I'm remembering right. We have Saw. What is that? Saw 4. Let's see. Which one was this? This one's good. It's not my favorite. I think. Just the traps of it all are not. It's not my favorite trap plot. And there's a lot of cop plot, and I know a lot of people like cop plot a lot more than trap plot even. But I'm here for trap plot pretty much the whole time. I'm always here for trap plot, and this time trap plot was a little predictable. Not that much memorable. Traps. Now I'm thinking of it. I remember there's memorable kills, but not really traps, which is interesting. But it does keep the soap opera-y elements, and there's CGI a little bit, but I don't really care. It's fine, because it's not that abrasive. It keeps those soap opera-y elements that I love in this series, and I love the whole, the two detectives, Hoffman and Strom, going at it. It's so good. I love that part of the cop plot, and you really do get a good bit of that in this, so I can't complain too much. Antichrist. Ooh, we're getting some ass. We're getting some Defoe ass on this. Yeah, cock and ball torture is in this. And I'm going to be honest. I finished this, and I didn't really understand what it was really trying to say at all. And most of the time when I feel like that, well, for starters, I usually don't feel like that. Usually I have a little symbol, like even the slightest little sliver of like, okay, this is kind of what they were going for, but I had no clue what Lars von Trier was going for with this. I kind of didn't want to know. I was kind of okay just letting this be and not really diving into this as much. I think it's a intense experience, and I don't know if it's even meant to be read into that deep. I mean, you would think it is because it's called Antichrist, and there is a lot to read in, but I think this is also a movie that you can just watch and be like, okay, I've watched it. Yeah. CGI animals as well in this that look terrible, but that's okay. The Perfection. I like this one. I think it's a cute little like lesbian movie. I don't know why I needed to specify it's a lesbian movie. That doesn't really matter. But very subversive and very cute in a lot of ways, but also pretty terrifying. I think there's a lot of great acting and a lot of great twists. Like the twists in this are really great, and they like recontextualize the past events in a way that doesn't feel like annoying, really. And I really appreciate it. I think that it does do a little bit too much at times, and there's kind of a lot going on, and it is very stylized, and sometimes it doesn't look the best, in my opinion. But overall, I think it actually works pretty well. Gerald's Game. This is pretty crazy. This has the whole Sunshine Man, Moonshine Man, whatever his name is, element of it, which is scary in of itself. But even without all the supernatural stuff that might happen, may or may not exist, this setup is absolutely terrifying and is such a good idea for a horror movie. And this is an example of like a single isolation horror movie that really does pretty good with what it's trying to do. I think ultimately it feels a little bit too Mike Flanagan-y for me. A little bit too like, I don't know, pristine for such a grimy kind of story. But I think the performance is great, and I think the way it plays with like imagination is really cool. So yeah, I appreciate it. And there's some gnarly parts in this as well. One I'm thinking of in particular. Saw 3. We got we got Jeff as the protagonist. We got Amanda really in high gear here. She's an asshole in this movie, and I love it. I love Amanda so much. And Jigsaw is in prime like annoying ass dude right now. And I think his preaching gets a little bit much sometimes, but it really drives home his character, so I'm like, I don't care. It's really working for me, actually. The trap plot is kind of insufferable to get through just because of the lead. He's so annoying and so whiny, and it's hard to watch a movie where like people are acting like insanely stupid and not like his whole character relies on the fact that his daughter died, okay? And like he'll like lecture somebody as they're dying, and I'm like, save them first and then lecture them. But it's hard to watch things like that for me. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I like movies where characters are really trying their hardest and bad things are just happening, kind of like one battle after another, even though that's not a horror movie, but that's kind of how I feel about that movie too. The coffee table, Jesus Christ. I don't really want to talk that much about this movie. I'm just going to say this movie is proof that torture porn does not have to be gory. Because I have never been more tortured watching a movie than watching this. Willy's Wonderland, I've watched this twice. This is one of my like so bad it's good type movies, but it's not even that bad. It's actually really fun in a lot of moments, and I think Nick Cage is great. Every single side character in this absolutely sucks and is completely lifeless, and even the performances are terrible. It's not in an intentional way, it just sucks. But whenever it's just Nicolas Cage and these wacky animatronics going crazy, I'm all in, and I think it's really fun, and I'm having a great time with it. I don't care. Evil Dead Rise, a little return to Evil Dead. What more can you ask for? Pretty gnarly at times, pretty fun. Yeah. Companion. I'm mixed on this. I feel like I'm gonna give it a heart. I like what it's saying about a lot of things, like tech and sexism and gender. It didn't come together the best for me. It felt a little too coordinated and choreographed for me. A little too pristine, maybe that's just my taste. And I would like to rewatch this, but overall I did think it was pretty good. We have Midsummer, more like Midsummer. I might give this a 2.5, because I'm not going to right now, but I might sit on that. Because I don't like the way that this movie deals with its themes, and I don't like how mean this movie feels. That's all I'm gonna say. It feels mean in a way that Hereditary doesn't, which is a crazy thing to say, but just in its attitude towards the characters, it's just like, damn. Like, this is such a breakup movie in a way that feels like kind of awkward to be watching, So I'm sorry about Florence. I mean, acting is great, and I think there's so much beauty in this movie to be seen, and it's just getting down to the nitty gritty of it. I'm just like, ooh, I don't love that. Toxic Avenger. Now we're back. I think this one deserves a 3.5, so that way it's better than the remake. I think that's fair. Um, Toxic Avenger is grimy and disgusting, and I kind of love it. And I think about it actually a lot. It is so mean and so fucked and so gross, and it knows it though, and I love it. It knows how sleazy and disgusting it is, and I love it. It genuinely, like, the effects in it hold up. It's still genuinely shocking at a lot of parts, and still has some of the most evil villains you'll ever see in a movie. But also, you know, slight spoiler for Toxic Avenger, he fucks in this movie, and that's what I think was missing from the last one, is that in the last one, or in the remake, they just had a blind girl do a cameo. In this one, he falls in love with a blind girl, and they fuck. And apparently he has a monster cock. And I'm like, that shit is what was missing from this, okay? Because that shit is crazy and hilarious, and I love it. And that's what these movies need to be. But, you know, I get it. You can't have that in a lot of movie theaters, so whatever. Okay, the original Final Destination, I think this is my second highest rated one. It's alright. It's honestly forgettable. I like 5 better, actually. It's okay. It feels very much like they had a very cool idea and didn't really know what to do with it, so that's okay. Censor. It's a very ripe idea for a horror movie. A movie about, like, censorship, but, like, you're censoring things that are horrifying. I don't know. It's really cool. And it ends up dealing with trauma, because so many horror movies now have to talk about trauma. But I think it does it in an alright way. The ending is very spooky and did get under my skin. And uses, like, visual effects to really fuck with you, and I really appreciate that. The Addiction. This one is in Charlie XCX's top 4. And I'm like, this is the first time we've ever been not on base with each other. Because, I don't know, this movie just didn't work for me. I think the performances are not the best except from the lead. I think the score is incredible. Don't get me wrong. But I think the whole, like, addiction aspect of it and the, you know, vampire-ness of it all, it just doesn't go as hard as it could, you know? It just doesn't go as hard. It should go harder. That's all I have to say. This movie should go way harder than it does, and it ends up feeling like kind of a drag, in my opinion. Terrifier 2. Wow. Look at that cover. Is YouTube gonna get mad at me? They don't look at my channel. It doesn't matter. Terrifier 2, man. This is, I mean, I didn't want to watch it after Terrifier 1. Or no, that's not true. Because I knew about Terrifier 2, and I knew there was a bunch of hype around it, so I watched Terrifier 1, and I hated it. So I was like, okay, maybe Terrifier 2 will be better. Yes, it was. It feels a lot more competent. There's an actually good central character and side characters that are good, and the kills are absolutely disgusting, as you would expect. You know, I think it's pretty good. I think it's very heavy. I think there's a lot to it that could be cut. You know, it's over 2 hours. That's way too long for this movie to be. And I think that just comes to the fact that he edited it himself. The director edited it. And that does work sometimes, but I think that can get tricky because I feel like you would just want to include as much as you could from what you shot because you're so proud of it, and I understand that, like, obviously you would. But yeah, I think just maybe slimming it down a little bit would have really helped. I don't know. Green Room, don't really remember this. I know it's about Nazis. That's all I remember. Don't Torture a Duckling. We got a little Giallo movie here going. No ducklings were harmed in the making of this movie. The original Child's Play. Loving it. Really like it. I love the way that Chucky runs around. I love his fuck-ass little lines. I love his voice. I love how fucking gross and, like, weird he is. I fuck with it. What can I say? I fuck with it. I don't think I've seen any of the other ones though. But I fuck with this one. I fuck with this one. The original Evil Dead, you know, it's alright. It feels very amateur, which it was. But not as much of a fun way like the second Evil Dead. The second Evil Dead feels amateur in a lot of ways, but also feels very like fun and has a lot. It's like bursting with ideas. This one kind of feels like it has a lot of fun ideas and is kind of trying to work its way to them like with the in between parts. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like Evil Dead 2 is just like a constant onslaught, and like this one is just not. I don't know what I'm saying. And now we have Terrifier 3, my favorite Terrifier, definitely for sure. And it's a Christmas movie. I like that. Why not? I like how mean they make art in this movie. I will say these movies have not gotten to a place where they as a whole don't feel kind of mean. They've gotten a lot less mean as a whole. And by this, I'm not meaning like Art the Clown being mean, because he should be a mean motherfucker. But just the way it kind of like basks in it, it hasn't been able to strike a chord where it doesn't feel like a little mean. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's not me saying I don't like this. I think it's really good and terrifying, and I think the acting in it is really good actually, and there's actually a lot of creative things going on here. As much as a lot of people would want to hate on this, I mean, you can't deny it. It's just undeniable for what it is, and I really appreciate it, and I'm excited for Terrifier 4. I think it's probably going to be good, and it'll, like, I love how much, I love the lore in this one too, and I love how so far it has kind of retroactively worked in the original to make it a little better, and it's like really trying with that, and I appreciate that. But also the lore that it's expanding on is actually really interesting to me, and I'm having fun following it. So I'm excited for Terrifier 4. Yeah. Yep, and we're on to the 3.5s, by the way. We have A Quiet Place. This is a classic one. You probably know A Quiet Place. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. Rabid. This is a David Cronenberg classic about STDs. What? STDs? STDs nuts. Got 'em. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. But I do really appreciate this movie. I think it's really good. I think it's scary and grimy and David Cronenberg in the best ways. Happy Death Day. It's a fun little... I think it's a fun take on the Groundhog Day. What can I say? I think it's a fun take on it. I wish it was rated R, you know? Spree. I've seen it twice. Joe Keery is really good in this. Like, maybe one of his best performances, not gonna lie. Except for in Pavements. He was really good in Pavements. But, anyways, I think it does the whole internet horror movie pretty good. And I think a Lyft driver being a serial killer is such a fun idea. Whatever. We have Poltergeist, the original Poltergeist. I think it's good. I think it's a great starter horror movie for a lot of people. Actually pretty gross at a lot of parts. There's like a face peeling off at one point. And it takes a lot of like things that kids would be scared of and kind of makes them scary, which I really like about my number one movie. And I like that it does that in this movie as well. Host, we got a Zoom call gone wrong, gone haunted. Actually very spooky. A nice little 60-minute quarantine movie that I really like. I think it actually works really well, and is actually pretty spooky and is really fun. Like, watch this with a few friends, and that's why I've watched it twice, because it's such a good one. Like, if you're with somebody or with a few people and you're like looking for a short little movie to watch and you're like, let's get a little spooked, it's perfect. It's so perfect. It keeps people's attention. It's I just love it. I think it's great. It's not perfect. I just said it's perfect, but it's not perfect. But I think it's really good. It's worth watching. Messiah of Evil. Hold on, let me take a drink of water. This is like a very 70s movie, very 70s kind of. Feels almost remake interpolation of Night of the Living Dead, but kind of in a city, which is interesting. It's a little too like cheesy for me, a little bit, maybe a little bit too like, I don't know, but whatever. Last House on the Left. This one's kind of controversial. I'm going to talk about sexual assault once again, so skip to the next movie if you don't want to hear that. But this is like one of the core like rape revenge movies when people talk about that. And a lot of people don't like how it depicts that, and I'm in no place to really be talking about it. But I think it depicts it in a very vulnerable way and very... I don't know how to describe it, but I think it has a lot more care put into it than people give it credit for. I think, yes, there are rape scenes in it, but it's never infantilizing. It's never pleasing to watch at any point. It always focuses on the horror of that moment instead of kind of like basking in it, like I feel like in a weird way, like a lot of lesser movies might do. It really treats the girls in this movie like people, and they don't have a ton of characterization, but it's kind of like nobody in the movie really does. They're all kind of caricatures, and so it kind of works for me as just kind of like a solid, kind of like a fable, just like a really intense fable, and ultimately I think it does kind of fall off for me in the end, because the ending is not my favorite and feels a little bit mean. But it also, it goes there, so I have to respect it for that. So, but if this movie made you like really uncomfortable, or really this is or you think this is a really upsetting depiction of this, I understand. I mean, every depiction of rape is upsetting, but like a really insensitive. What did I just say? Whatever view of this, then that's totally fair, and I would love to hear what you think of it. But that's just my thoughts. This is It. Why did I say this is It? Next is It. Actually pretty spooky. A lot of good little scares whenever he comes out of that damn projector. Terrifying. And his mouth opening up. I don't know if that's in the first or the second. Well, that's a visual that I remember. And he's played incredibly by the main guy. What's his name? Alexander Skarsgård, or is it the other Skarsgård? Whatever. But I think I love this movie. It's very good isolated. I honestly could do without the second one, even though I know it's based on the books. I know the books go into their adult life, but that one is just such a drag compared to this. This is so good. Next I have Fresh. I really like this one. I think it's very stylized. It has a very late title card, which I always love. And I think the whole cannibalism thing, that's not a spoiler because you can literally see it on the poster, is done in a very interesting way. And I like the little, like, I don't know, the way that it's done is just very haunting, but also it's very funny. And I like the performances, and Daisy Edgar-Jones is great. Yeah, there's just a lot to like in this movie. Danny Brown is in this movie. I'm listening to him right now, so I don't know what that means, if that means anything, but I think it means something. So, yeah. I think the second act kind of drags a little bit, but that's it. Saw X, one of the best Saws. So good, just like such a good little like isolated movie that kind of fits really neatly in between the first two, and kind of gives some credence to things that happen later, but doesn't really fuck any of the lore up. That's how you do a remake, like that kind of like, that's what I've heard Jigsaw does, is kind of like recontextualizes the first ones and makes everything, it's like, I don't want that. if it can kind of just like make it make more sense, then that's great. And that's what Saw X does. And it also has a damn good time and is very gory and very has some great traps and very memorable traps. This one on the poster is in a dream sequence though. I think it's funny that they chose that as the poster one, but it goes with the theme, so I guess that makes sense. But it's a good Saw. It doesn't have that like soap opera-y feel, but I feel like that you can't really recreate that now. That's something that you need. That was something that was coming out as oh my fucking god, sorry, it's late, as the movies were coming out. So, but I think it's doing really good. Possum. This is a very artsy kind of artsy fartsy movie, and I think it actually works really well as kind of like another trauma horror movie, but also about I'm going to talk about sexual assault again, about like sexual assault as a child especially, and how that kind of can haunt you and make life, and then also how scary kind of overcoming that can be. There's some really haunting visuals in this, like really scary shit in this at times, but it's not, and it's just a completely draining watch, but I think it's worth it, and I think it's really interesting. I don't know. The Brood. We got another David Cronenberg. We got a good bit of David Cronenberg on here, don't even worry. But yeah, I watched this on a plane. It was pretty good, you know? Nothing too crazy from him. Nothing that I was like super impressed by, except for kind of the ending. But some good child acting here too. And then my number one Final Destination movie, Final Destination Bloodlines. Pretty good. Actually subverts the original and like does something that the original 5 could not do. And I really appreciate that. Like it's crazy that it took 6 movies to do anything different. And now that we're getting it, it's the best one. So I'm just like, why? And I know they're probably going to keep making these, so hopefully we get some more. I don't know what else they could do, but that's not my job. So I hope they come up with some fun shit to do. Some pretty gnarly shit in this movie too. I had a fun time with this. I saw it in theaters, so I had a fun time with it. Yeah, what can I say? And then another sequel remake, Scream 6. New York-based Scream. Pretty good. Can't lie. I like it. I like these remake sequels. I don't have a problem with them, actually. I think Tyler Bettenoffy or whatever, those two guys, they're damn good at directing, because Ready or Not is great too. We're probably about to talk about that, actually, sorry. But this one's pretty good. I think it's not my favorite, but like I think it does a really good twist. I think the New York setting is great for a Ghostface movie. I don't think it's like necessarily about anything, which is kind of lame to me. That's kind of my main thing, is I'm like, it's just a normal slasher movie. Okay, that's not really what Scream is, but okay, it does it really well, so I can't complain too hard. The Shrouds, I saw this in theaters. David Cronenberg, this is his latest movie, very late into life, and I have no fucking clue what it's trying to say at all. No fucking idea. Infinity Pool, speaking of a Cronenberg, we got Brandon Cronenberg, his son. We got him and Mia Goth and Alexander Skarsgård teaming up and doing Infinity Pool. I've watched this twice. I was very excited going into it just because I really love Mia Goth. And then I watched it a second time because I was nervous that I hyped it up a little too much when I watched it the first time, because I gave it 3.5 when I watched it the first time. And I was like, I probably praised it too much. It's probably not that good. And I watched it again. It held up for me. I still really enjoyed it. I think it's very eerie, very weird, in a very, like, I don't know, it feels authentic way. I think Mia Goth gives an amazing performance. Jamie! Type shit. Like, it's awesome. It's awesome. That's awesome. The Long Walk. I wrote a really long review on this that I'm pretty proud of. But yeah, I think it's really good. I think it's really good. A lot of people were considering this a horror movie. I think it was really scary. So I'm gonna consider it one. Just very brutal, very plain with it. Has a lot to say. Go read my review if you're interested in that, I guess. Sorry, I'm not trying to like plug my stuff or whatever. I'm not trying to seem annoying. I don't know how else to talk about it, you know. That's like the best way I could talk about it is my written review where I like planned out my thoughts, you know. Cuz this may come as a shocker to you. This video is not scripted, okay? I'm just doing this off the cuff. Just doing this completely off the cuff, so next we have Cuckoo. Hunter Schafer, fucking incredible. This solidified her for me. I was like, okay, she's pretty good in Euphoria. You know, she's pretty good. She's incredible in this. She's electrifying in this. I love her character. She plays it so well. She has such a good kind of like character look. Like her look is very distinct in this movie. And I think the whole vibe of this movie just really works for me. It clicks with me. I think the lore is maybe too expansive, maybe a little bit off a little bit more than it could chew, but I think at the core of it, it's super interesting, and I really enjoy like watching it unfold. And I like watching the German guy, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name. He's really good in it. I think he's funny, and there's a lot of funny moments, and it's spooky at times. There's a scare on a bike that was in the trailer, sadly, but is super effective and super spooky. So yeah. Resurrection. This was a movie I saw like at a film festival. It was like, this is the spooky movie that we're gonna show. We're gonna show a spooky movie. And this is the slowest burn a slow burn can be. Very, very slow, and it works for me. This is, mostly a drama for the first part of it, and then it just erupts at the end and is disgusting and awesome and goes really hard. And I don't remember exactly like everything about it because that was 2 years ago, but I do really remember liking this. And then we have the original remake of the Scream. I like this better than the Scream 6. I think this one's a really good remake sequel. I think it's really funny. I think it talks about the remake sequels in a way that feels very reminiscent of the way that the original one talked about horror movies of its time. It feels like this one really just understood it, and I think it builds a really cool like core duo, mostly Jenna Ortega and her sister, and I don't understand any complaints about this. I had a really fun time with it. I think there's a few I don't know exactly what I didn't love about it. I don't know. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Love it. Why would I have a problem with Killer Clowns from Outer Space? This shit is funny. This shit is awesome. This shit is everything. Okay, and there's nothing you can do to convince me. There's nothing you can do to convince me otherwise. I really like it. I think it's funny. It's so campy. It knows exactly what it is. It's awesome. Saw dos. Muy caliente. Sorry, I got distracted by my music. Saw 2. One of the best ones. I love the house setting. Amanda in this is incredible. Soap opera to the max. Has an amazing twist. Just everything you would want from a Saw movie. Everything. And super gross as well. This is when they really get gross, because Saw 1 is not gross, but this one is like, oh. This is the first time I went, oh my god, watching the movie. Watching a Saw movie. So I think it expands on John Kramer in such a good way. This is the one where it was like, oh shit, this is gonna be something. I mean, that's not that. That's actually pretty early on to realize that, but still, I like it. Drag Me to Hell, little Sam Raimi late in his game. Not that late in his game. Tons of really good jump scares in this. Holy shit. I was on the edge of my seat. Oh my gosh, there's a cat. There's a cat over there. Pussy, 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 pussy. Yeah. Great. A little cheesy, a lot of CGI. Not the best acting, I'm sorry. And, broad strokes don't... What? I'm putting that broad stroke in. Hey. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Y'all are sleeping on this, okay? This is... In this town of Halloween. This is Halloween. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is very good. Okay? Y'all are sleeping on it. It's a very good sequel, it's fun. It has a lot of Freddy, and it also has a lot of gay undertones that are very ahead of their time. I think it's on a lot of LGBTQ lists of actually good representation and stuff. So isn't that awesome that a Nightmare on Elm Street sequel was able to do that, and a lot of movies now can't even do that? Mad God. I have this on my watch list because I want to watch it again, because this is a movie like years and years and years in the making of just this guy making it, and it's so beautiful in the most ugly and disgusting way. I love stop motion. I think it's ripe to be just a disgusting movie made out of it, and I think this movie was great. I was just very sleepy when I was watching it, and I couldn't follow it completely, but I remember it being just very striking. Silence of the Lambs, the original. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Don't get me wrong. It's the Silence of the Lambs. But people go ape shit over this. I'm just it feels very Oscar bait. Not Oscar bait, but Oscar-y kind of movie. And I'm no wonder this got nominated for the Oscar. Y'all are acting like this was a big surprise that it got nominated. I guess it kind of was, but it's not really that scary, and it's not there's just I don't know. It's so pristine. And that's not how I like my horror. Longlegs, a movie that suffered and benefited from its marketing. Great marketing that kind of let a lot of people down. I was talking about this with somebody recently, and we were just why did they hide his face in the marketing? Let's be real, because it's true, everybody was curious, but once the movie came out, most people looked up his face and realized that he just looked like Nicolas Cage with white face. And it's oh, so he doesn't look weird in the movie. He doesn't look that weird. And his performance is super weird, but I don't know. Marketing was weird. But overall, this is the Osgood Perkins that I'm more into. That's why I am still open to seeing Keeper, even though I fucking hated the monkey. And I think he needs to slow down, because if this is anything like the monkey, I'm going to be upset. But, Longlegs is very interesting. I need to rewatch. The Others, this is one I watched with my parents. Isn't that crazy? They were let's watch a spooky movie. I was okay. You choose, because I don't want to show them something crazy. And then they chose this. It's good. Audition, very good slow burn. Very good slow burn. Has an insane ending that I don't even want to think about, really. But the main performance is incredible. And I like a lot of parts of this. Possessor, uncut, just like me. Just kidding. That was a joke. Or was it? This is my favorite Brandon Cronenberg. I like this way better than Infinity Pool. Not way better. They're both 3.5s, but I do like it more. I do like it more. I'll give it a 4. I do like it more. I'll give it a 4. I love how it deals with technology and kind of figuring yourself out and being okay with yourself, and also the feeling of not feeling like yourself, kind of imposter syndrome. And it takes place in this kind of dystopian world that's super interesting to explore. And this movie treats you like you're very smart. I just appreciate it. I think it's great. It's very bold. Skinamarink. Ooh, okay. I said The Coffee Table was the most disturbed I've been watching a movie. It might be this. Not gonna lie. Just because of how unsettled I was the entire time watching this. I had to take like 3 different breaks watching this movie because I did pirate it, and I really regret it. And I have since bought it online because I felt bad about about pirating it, even though I haven't rewatched it because I couldn't do that. And I think I want to one day, but it might just be a second because it's so daunting to watch, and I just hate watching it. It was such a miserable experience, but it's so effective and so impressive that it was done on such a micro budget. I just am very impressed. I think it's actually really cool and important and clever and terrifying. It's so good, actually. Us, we got Jordan Peele. I've never seen that poster up close. It's actually very freaking me out, that eyeball. Guys, Us equals U.S. US, like United States. You're Next. This one's good. I actually love this little home invasion, but it ends up being like this woman that's a badass, but it's not in a very patronizing way, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not the one being patronized, but I don't think it's very patronizing. I think it's very like matter of fact, and it's so cool, and I love the masks in it, and I wish that they had used the wrong "your" because that would be really funny, but whatever. Malignant, we got James Wan doing the most here. This is my favorite James Wan. I think The Conjuring's next. We'll talk about that first so I can get to Malignant. Conjuring is good. It's very important for the genre. It's like it built a lot of it's stepping stones for a lot of things, and I think it works very well. The jump scares are incredible, and the horror is there, but then we have Malignant, and this is my favorite by him. I just love how apeshit he goes with this. I love how insane the script is, and I love how cheesy and how throwback it is. It is very Giallo inspired, not completely Giallo though, but I think it kind of is a Giallo, whatever. And I love the main lead, and I love the ending, and I love the twist. This is the most fun you'll have with a movie. And I think if I rewatched it, I would maybe give it a 5. That's how good I'm feeling about it. Barbarian, we got Zach Kreger doing his original thing with the basement and all that shit. I love the way this is filmed. I like how the first act is kind of like a romance, will they, won't they, but also will they, won't they murder each other type of thing. I love that. I think it kind of falls off in the last act a little bit, but, whatever. Next I have Swallow. Oh my gosh. Talk about a hard one to watch, just like bodily. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And no, she never swallows what you think she's going to, okay, you fucking disgusting fucking pervert. It's just so... Oh, it's a lot. It's been a while since I've watched this one, but it's a lot. And watching her do what you're seeing her do in the poster right now is a lot. And she does even more. And it's kind of, really beautiful, in my opinion. It follows classic. It's like a modern classic at this point. But yeah, I'm never gonna have sex now because of this movie. Annihilation. Actually terrifying. This is Alex Garland's best movie. The most existential, crazy ass ending. I love it. I think it's a great ending. And I want more of this type of shit. Okay, I want this, not this Civil War, I don't know, I'm just tired of that bullshit. Just go back to doing spacey, trippy sci-fi kind of horror movies that are sick to look at. This is beautiful to look at. How have your movies gotten uglier as time has gone on? I don't understand. Guys, I take that back. His movies actually aren't ugly. That's the one thing I can't say about them, is that they're ugly. They're not ugly. But how have your movies gotten worse written? How have they gotten more poorly written over the years? That's what I'm wondering. Nosferatu, I wrote an essay about this. Can you believe it? Just for fun, like a loser. So go read that if you're interested in what I think. Beyond the Black Rainbow, this is Yorgos Lanthimos. He is not Yorgos Lanthimos, my freaking idiot ass. Panos Cosmatos. Similar names though, you understand. He's one of my favorite modern directors. I mean, he's just killing it. One of his is in my top 10. But this is his first kind of feature length. It is a little confusing, but I don't care. It's so vibes based, and the vibes are completely on point for me. I love the vibes in this movie, and I think, lore aside, it's beautiful, and that's what really gets me with this. It draws me in with just how awesome it is, and it keeps you completely entranced the whole time, no matter what. Watch the trailer for this too. The trailer for this is really good. We have the original Saw, classic. My second favorite, probably third favorite for like fun factor. But I'll never forget the first time I watched this, genuinely jumping up, going when the ending happened. Like, I genuinely have never been more shocked in a movie, I think, and that is impressive. That's impressive. This movie really got me like that. Like, I was blown the fuck away. I was blown away, Like, what the fuck am I talking about? But I think it's really good. It's a great starting point. Crimes of the Future, David Cronenberg. Again, another one that was very vibes based for me, but I love it. I love what it's doing with like surgery and sex and kind of how those play with each other, and I just think it's so interesting, man. His mind is crazy. Excision, I really like this. A lot of people, I think, were not crazy about it. I think it's the perfect amount of freaky, the perfect amount of like dreamy and bloody and gross and vulnerable as well, and sweet in a lot of places. There's a lot of moments where you can kind of feel the budget, but I've never let that stop me from liking a movie. I mean, some of John Waters' most jank movies are 5 stars for me. So the vision, I think, on this really comes through, and I think it's beautiful in a lot of ways. My favorite Saw, Saw 6, the healthcare one. This one is so woke. I love it. It's insane. It has Roderick Heffley. What else do you need? He murders somebody. Indirectly, but he still does it. And it's everything I would want out of a Saw. It's soap opera-y. It's got every element that you need. This is like peak. This is peak. I love it. Candyman. I just recently watched this, and I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it, and kind of like, and what it was trying to get at. But I think the lead performances are great. I think the dynamic, the kind of like sexual chemistry between Candyman and the lead is really interesting. And makes me want to just like, I've just been thinking about it, just like what it kind of means for, because it is a very political movie, and I don't know, yeah, I love it. I think it's really good though. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide, ba-da-da-da. This actually has a really great song in it though, that kind of sounds like that. Run, run, run. Me forgetting it. Run, run, run. Time to run and hide. Run, run, run. I am going to find. Surely not into the dark, and I'm behind you. Don't you peek. Hide and seek. That's my review. Talk to me. This is the Philip Fart twins, just killing it. I love them on this one. Their style is really interesting to me, and I think it comes through. I think there's a really unique style on this movie, and their voice comes through, and I think the whole kind of taking ghosts as kind of a drug instead of a scary thing is super interesting. I think it's super interesting. Soup cinched. Yeah, I think this is just a really fun time, but also kind of miserable. Whatever. Presents. You would think this would be like really annoying in one note because it's like a POV movie. Like the whole thing is from the POV of like a ghost haunting the house, but I mean, works fucking A-okay for me. I think it works mighty fine. And I really like it. I think it's pretty spooky, and I like the way it kind of goes about talking about family and stuff like that, you know. X, this is good. This is good shit, okay? I love how it talks about elderly people and really cares for them, and ever since I've seen this movie and kind of thought about it, I've just adopted the mentality like old people want to fuck too. That's kind of what I took away from this movie. Old people want to fuck. And in the scene in this movie where the old people fuck, you kind of have a grossed out reaction. I think that's on purpose, because then you're like, wait, why am I grossed out? Because they should be allowed to fuck too. Old people probably get horny as hell. They're probably bored. Let them fuck. Inside, oh my gosh, French Extremity, they went crazy right here. This is a lot. But I really like it. I think it is very sad and touching in a lot of moments, and intense and very scary in a lot of moments as well. Very, very lot. It's a lot. This is not to be confused with the Bo Burnham Inside, though, because very different movies. Not that different, though. The original Nightmare on Elm Street, it works. It works for me. I don't think it's perfect like a lot of people do. I think it's maybe a little too cheesy at times, a little too 80s for me, and a little bit too, like, maybe not enough Freddy Krueger and too much of these other people. But when there is Freddy Krueger and when there is bullshit happening, it is insanely awesome. When he gets that long arm, I'll never forget. It's just so creepy and weird, and I love it. I think it's awesome. Angst. Just kind of like the most miserable movie ever. I think it's just kind of here to serve, to show the lowest of what humans can be, and maybe not that low, but it's pretty low. It's pretty miserable. And it's not long, but it is drawn out, you know. The original Frankenstein, it's good. Not too scary, I guess, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I don't know why I even said that. Not to be confused, though, because this movie is named after the scientist that created him, okay? His name is Frankenstein's monster, guys. Did you know that? Because no one's ever said that, I bet. No one's ever told you that, I bet. The Substance, loving this. I mean, I was so excited for this coming out because the director's other movie I love, and this just had an insane trailer that really intrigued me, and yeah, it didn't really disappoint. I've watched it a few times. I don't like it as much as I did originally. I think maybe it does beat you a little bit too much over the head sometimes, but overall I love the set deck and the performances, and everything is incredible. And I think we should honor this movie by taking a sip out of my Substance-themed water bottle. And I'll make it ASMR for you. I'll do some ASMR for you. Wait, this... Oh, sorry. Wait, this one will be good. Okay. Okay, now... Sorry. Okay, now I'm gonna take a gulp. That wasn't satisfying, I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. So, The Substance is good. I like The Substance. Oh, I see what's next. We got Crash. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about one particular scene in this movie. I can't believe this got nominated for an Oscar. This is probably the most shocking movie to get nominated for an Oscar. Like, y'all were surprised about... Like, I feel like no one talks about the fact that this was nominated for an Oscar. Like, spoilers for... I'm not going to tell the spoiler. There's something insane that happens in this movie, and I'm just like... Do you know how many people probably watched this in preparation for the Oscars? I don't know how much people would do that in 1990s, because I wasn't alive. #young. but I can imagine people watching this and not expecting what is to come. House of a Thousand Corpses. I love Rob Zombie's. I love this Rob Zombie movie. I think it has so much style that I think really works well for the story. I think there's so much color. I think the characters are interesting and really fun to watch, and I think it's pretty spooky a lot of the time as well. It's a very spooky movie. Rob Zombie cooked. Funny Games. This is not spooky, just a miserable time. Just miserable. Just miserable. Not fun. And there's a lot of really interesting things that happen in this movie, like with the filmmaking and kind of how it chooses to tell the story. But yeah, not one that I would watch again. Carrie, that's a classic. I mean, it's carried a lot of the horror movies of the 70s. When you're talking about like discussions of like those movies, I guess. My favorite part from that whole movie though is whenever John Travolta and his date are in the car and their car flips, and instead of filming them inside the car flipping or getting stunt doubles, they just rotated the frame, and like you can very obviously see like like where they did it, and it's so funny. Like you can see the borders of the frame like peeking off, and it's so funny. But yeah, it's a good movie too. The original Black Christmas, very good. Actually terrifying, very scary. Great Christmas movie. I've been meaning to watch this for Christmas again. But I think it's really scary, and I think, you know, that's it, I guess. Get Out. This is actually probably my last Jordan Peele movie, like probably in last place for me. Even though it's still incredible, he's still like 3 for 3 for me. But I love Us so much. I just love Us so much. And Get Out is really good. I think it's a little bit too like 2000s coded for me almost. Like the way it looks is not my favorite. That's really what it comes down to, is I think the scripts on all three are incredible. I think the acting in all three is incredible. I just don't like the way this one really looks. I think it's a little ugly at times. And maybe a little bit more, a little bit like that's what I appreciate about some of the other movies is, you know, Black Swan. Black Swan. What do you want? It's Black Swan. Pearl. We're into the 4.5s, guys. Pearl.
Pearl. I'm Pearl. I didn't get into the dance group, so I'm gonna kill people.
I've seen it 5 times. I mean, I obviously really like it. I kind of got addicted to it just because of how much I like Mia Goth. And I really was addicted to kind of just like the whole style of this movie. And I was super hyped by the trailer. I think I saw it in theaters like 2 times. Only 2 times. I'm not crazy. But it did kind of become a comfort movie for me for a little bit just because of how warm it kind of looks. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful, and it does end with like one of the best Mia Goth and monologues period I've ever seen. I mean, great. Carnival of Souls. This one is a classic one from the 60s, so not too classic, but pretty classic, and is really spooky. Actually is a very fun ghost story that takes a lot of twists and turns that you don't expect. It's been a second since I've watched it, but I know there's also some like pretty crazy thematic elements as well that are very ahead of their time that I remember really appreciating. But I'm really sorry, I'm not remembering it completely right now. Bliss. This is the one I was talking about earlier. Am I gonna have to censor that? I don't care actually. But I love this. This is just one coked out fucking fever dream that never lets up. Once it gets going, and it is balls to the walls insane. I love it. I think it's so good. I think the acting in it is so over the top and insane. The gore is so disgusting and awesome, and it makes me want to do coke. Not really though. I don't want to actually do coke, but it's like it makes me want to like. No, I don't know what I said. I don't know why I said that. It doesn't make me want to do coke, but it's just like, damn. It's actually more of a PSA against coke, but wow. I love this movie so much. May I watch a good movie? May I watch a good movie? Here you go. Anna Faris is in it. Anna Faris is in it. What more do you need in it? What more do you need in it? Hey, it's about loneliness. It's about sadness. What can you do to cope? How about you kill his dick off? You cut his dick off. You cut his dick off. That doesn't happen in the movie. Not trying to spoil anything. But I really like this movie. Classic 2002. It's just spooky. Spooky, and I love May kind of as a character study. I think she's so vulnerable and played so well. And yeah, I don't know. Texas Chainsaw 2, incredible send-up of the original that I really appreciate. I think it's really funny. It knows exactly what it is. It turns up the gore. I like how in the original they're kind of like teasing you with the gore. They're like, no, it's not actually that gory, which I love about the original is that it's not actually as violent as you think it's going to be. Or you think it is. But in this one, they're just like, okay, but we're going to show you the gore now. We're going to do it. And it's fun. It's a fun movie. This is the other Coralie Farge movie. I actually like it more than The Substance. This is another movie about sexual assault, so skip it if you don't want to hear about that. Is another rape revenge movie. Okay, but this one completely characterizes the woman in it. And follows her the entire time as she gets her revenge on these fuckers. And it's just perfect. It's amazingly stylized like The Substance is, and is very blunt like The Substance, but is more subtle, which I appreciate, and has some iconic stuff in it. Like, it's so iconic. It's iconic. What can I say? These pink earrings, iconic. I mean, Sinners, I just watched this recently again. It's just so incredible, guys. Don't steal culture without appreciating it, guys. Or vampires are gonna... I guess you would be the vampire. Or Michael B. Jordan's gonna hit you in the fucking head. The Babadook. The Babadookie. I've learned recently he's a gay icon, apparently. That's fun. But what? How did that happen? Anyways, love how this deals with trauma. I think the ending is really important, just like dealing with it but not hiding it. And I think I love the villain in it. I think the Babadook is so iconic, and I think the main performance is one of the better performances of a horror movie I've seen, like, ever. Like, this main performance is so killer by, I'm forgetting her name, but Jennifer Kent knows how to direct her, and knows how to really direct a good, like, spooky horror movie. That's what I didn't like about The Nightingale, and that's what I like here, you know. The Invisible Man. This is one of my favorite oldies. Maybe my favorite. The effects are incredible. I love the effects in this. They're so good. And I can't believe they made him look that good as the Invisible Man. But also, he's such a little fucker in this movie. I just love watching him so much. It's just so entertaining. It's been a minute since I've seen this one again, but there's so much good little writing and kind of like, I don't know, little motifs that I really like. I'm just realizing that the Invisible Man remake isn't on this list, though. Is that not a horror movie? Because I've seen that. I think it was like a 3 or 3.5 for me. Deep Red. This is classic Giallo. It's incredible. It's classic for a reason. Has an incredible killer reveal, in my opinion. One of the better killer reveals that I've seen in a movie. And some like really iconic moments and crazy kills, crazy ass kills. Yeah. Weapons. This is the most recent from Zach Kreger. I think he really killed it with this one. I think it really works for me. It took me 2 watches to really like understand what it was trying to do, and I feel like it's like people are misunderstanding this a lot. And it's not really about it's more of a broad thing more than a specific thing, if that makes any sense. Like what it's trying to say. It's not. Yeah. What the fuck am I talking about? That made no sense at all. I'm gonna move on. Suspiria, Disturbia. It's like the darkness and the light. This is the remake. With Mia Goth. I love this one. I think it's super long, and it knows that it's it's just like not even trying to be anything like the original, and I appreciate that. It's just like a very loose retelling of the original that completely does its own thing and deals with its own themes, and somehow like ends up tackling wars and the wars going on at the moment, and feminism, and it has one of the most iconic sequences in a horror movie in the past like 10 years with the mirror sequence. If you haven't seen the Suspiria mirror sequence in the 2018, then you're missing out. The Ugly Stepsister, I watched this recently, absolutely disgusting, but absolutely beautiful as well. I have a little review on that if you want to read it. The Fly, David Cronenberg, doing incredible shit here, okay? This is a classic one. David Cronenberg, have you ever heard of him? He's classic, okay? He's a classic one. He's one of the classic ones, okay? He's awesome. My name, Hom. I also, the next one is Pulse. Very ahead of its time, kind of internet movie, horror movie. I don't really remember it too well, sorry. Blair Witch Project. This is like, I think about this movie all the time, and I think once I rewatch it, it's going to be a 5. And I'm going to rewatch it soon because they're showing it on my college campus, and I'm going to go see it. And absolutely scary, scares the bejesus out of me, and that's something I'm noticing is most movies that scare the bejesus out of me aren't that gory or anything. It's mostly just like crazy ass shit. And the fact that these people didn't have a script and that they were just filming, like, it's just so, this whole thing is just such a work of art to me. It's so impressive, and I love it. The Lighthouse, Robert P. and Willie D. Just came up with that. Did I kill that? Absolutely going crazy on The Lighthouse, aka the giant dick, aka they're about to kiss each other. What? Aka they don't, aka they start fighting, aka they're drinking, aka he's jerking it, aka he's coming on the other dude, aka it's on accident, aka okay, aka what, aka I like it. I think it's awesome, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. I love its mythology. I love that it's not really trying to like say anything necessarily. It's just kind of trying to be an awesome movie, and it is. Tenebrae, probably my favorite giallo, about just writers, you know, how it is to be an author. It's so hard being an author, and this really knows it. I'm just kidding, but it is spooky, and I love it. This is one that has a kind of low rating, shockingly. Slumber Party Massacre, absolutely amazing, straightforward slasher. I love the whole like drill equals dick metaphor, and I love how much this lingers on the killer. It's really off-putting and freaky, and this movie like really does take itself seriously, but also like when it needs to, but it's also so absurd and funny. Like there's a moment where the pizza guy dies, and they're all just like sitting there, and they're like, well, we can't let this pizza go to waste, and they start eating pizza over this dead body, and it's so absurd and so funny, and I love it. It's so over the top and amazing. Raw. This is a very grounded one, actually. Julia Ducournau, you sick fuck. I mean, this is so crazy. It's so gross and nasty and raw. That's all I can say. Is it's great. It's great. Eraserhead, David Lynch. You fucking freak. You're a freak too. But this one's really good. I think once I'm a dad, if I ever become a dad, which, you know, I don't know about all that. But if I became a dad, this would hit a lot harder, I feel like. But even now, I'm like, damn. This hits hard, and I don't know, I just think it's I think the performance by the main lead is one of the craziest and most like intense performances, especially in a David Lynch movie I've seen, and I love the way it's shot. I love all of the different like little pockets of this movie that are so iconic and so weird in their own David Lynchian way, and I love that it comes together and tells kind of a cohesive narrative in a way. I don't know, I like it. Evil Dead 2, absolutely amazing. Evil Dead 2 is an onslaught of just insane shit going on, and it never gets boring. It's always so fun, and one that like I want to watch. I could watch anytime. Like, you could be like, you want to watch Evil Dead 2? And I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do that right now. The lead performance by Bruce, what's his name, is one of the most locked in performances I've ever seen. Just absolutely understands the shit out of this movie. Like, I think he understands this movie better than Sam Raimi even understood it, and it's so incredible. I just love it. Suspiria, we got this one. I mean, it's Suspiria, guys. You gotta watch Suspiria. We need movies that use color like this again. Okay, that's all I'll say. Guys, we're into 5 stars. Guys, we're into the 5-star territory, okay? We're getting near the end. We're getting near the end. We're getting near the end. And we have Society. Okay, this is cheesy, and I know it's not completely perfect, and I don't care. It's awesome, okay? It's so weird. It's so much weirder than you think it's gonna be. And everybody talks about the ending of this movie, which, yes, guys, the ending of this movie is one of the most batshit insane endings of a movie I've ever seen. I can't lie. It is, you don't even know what you're looking at. It's like one of those movies where it's just like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like just this mess of just like body parts, and it's beautifully horrific. But even before all of that, guys, this movie is weird as hell, and it's so funny and quirky and awesome. I love it. I'm obsessed with this movie, actually. Like, as soon as I was like halfway through it, I was like, I love it. This is perfect. And then the ending happened, and I was like, this is perfect. You know? Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street, guys. This one brings back the original character, but also follows characters in a psych ward and follows them into dreams. The dream sequences are so awesome, and the warrior sequences are awesome, like where they fight him, and like, I have no complaints about this movie. Like, it is the perfect Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It is everything you would want from it. It has awesome kills. It has Freddy being a little shit. It has the characters coming back but not being annoying about it. Like, not being like, oh, look, this character came back. It's like, there's a reason. I just love it. Tetsuo, the Iron Man. This movie only is 68 minutes, I think. If I got that right, that would be awesome. But it feels like a long-ass time, but I can't deny that it is one of the most insane movies I've ever seen, and I respect it. I respect the hell out of it. It is disgusting. It is ultra stylized, and I love watching it. I love watching this dude just like slowly succumb to his desires, kind of, and I love how plainly it's shown, even if it's disgusting to look at. It's a masterclass, in my opinion. It is insane. Hell yeah. Hereditary, I've watched this a good bit of times. It really got me, like, I'm just like so excited about this movie. I know there's a lot of people that are not crazy about this, and I actually do understand it. But it works for me. It just really works for me. Ari Aster, this is like his peak for me, honestly. I just think he really is amazing here. I think he really gets great performances out of his actors, and I think he talks about grief in this movie that in what feels like a very genuine way, and it's just such a disturbing watch that feels very awesome. I don't know. Videodrome, my favorite David Cronenberg. Wow. Go watch Videodrome. I'm not gonna say anything. Go watch Videodrome. Psycho, this is the first horror movie that I've ever watched, I think. And it really got me, like, really into horror movies. Like, this is the one where it was like, wait, I really do like something about this. And yeah, it's incredible. It is spooky. It has an amazing ending, amazing performances. Alfred Hitchcock. You think I'm gonna say something bad about Alfred Hitchcock? Like, and also, like, there's literally whole books written about Alfred Hitchcock, whole movies about Alfred Hitchcock. What am I gonna say? What is me, Kurtzer85, gonna say about Alfred Hitchcock? He's incredible, okay? He directs the shit out of this fucking movie, and there's a reason it's so fucking iconic. Okay, it's amazing. Possession. I have to bore that too. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I watched this 2 times in one day because I had a rental. It's incredible, guys. I watched it 2 times in one day because it's that good. And it also, but I also watched it because I didn't really understand it the first time. But the performances in this one is what it's known for, and they sell it. They sell it. They really kill it. But I'm gonna move on. Actually, The Thing. This is like a classic 5-star one. Like, I'm gonna give The Thing 5 stars. Obviously, it's terrifying. It has amazing practical effects, amazing score. One of the best horror movie scores ever. One of the best movie scores ever. And I'm thinking of the part where his chest caves in. I just never forget that. It's so terrifying. Jennifer's Body, guys. One of the best movies of the 2000s. Absolutely incredible. Megan Fox is incredible. And so is Amanda Seyfried. They understand this movie. This movie very much was misunderstood by a lot of people. I think people are kind of catching on to it now, but it's so important. And I think it talks about like some really, I sound like Chappell Roan being like, but also things on the left, like not talking about what it's talking about. Just the way it talks about like RAPE, guys. This movie's about sexual assault as well. It talks about rape and how it affects people. It's like a rape revenge kind of movie, but it's not. And if you don't read it like that, then it doesn't have to be. But it's just so intricate and so awesome, and I love the way it is. It's so great, guys. It's so great. It has so much to dive into, and it's actually like written in such a smart way. It's so just deceptively awesome. I just love it. Climax. Ooh. Talk about an experience. Yeah, this one's intense. I really enjoy it. I love it. I love the way it's shot, and all of the acting is incredible. It has one of the best dance sequences I've ever seen. I'll never shut up about it. I never will. It like makes me love to dance. Just or even if I stopped liking to dance, I would just watch that scene, and I know I would like dancing again just because it's so great. But yeah, it's also terrifying, very claustrophobic in a lot of scenes, and the people in this movie really sell it. The actors / dancers in this really sell it, and it's really dreadful in a great way. We have The Shining. Again, just another one that's like, oh yeah, The Shining, duh, The Shining's gonna be there. Jack Nicholson's incredible. Yeah, I love all of it. I love all of this shit. Mandy. Hold on. I think we're at my top 10. Let me check. Yes, so The Shining was number 10. Number 9 is Mandy. This is Panos Cosmato. He is absolutely peak on this. This whole film is just bathed in color. It's so beautiful. I just could look at this movie for hours and hours. I wish that it was just like 2 days long. Nicolas Cage is incredible. What's her name? She's also in Possessor. I'm thinking Angela, but I don't think it is. I suck. She has such a unique face. Andrea Riseborough. I see it right there. Andrea Riseborough. Right. She's incredible in it, and the villains in it are incredible, and the way it's shot it's all about the vibes. This is the most vibes-based movie you will ever watch, and it's so good. The vibes are so insane and awesome, and I love it. I have Nope. Nope is incredible. It's my favorite Jordan Peele. It is so smart. It is the most insanely smart. Like, it pisses me off how smart this movie is. And it doesn't talk down to you. It's never like, oh, look how smart I am, can you figure me out? It's like, I want you to figure me out. Like, I want you to see what I see. Do you see what I see? Type shit. Yeah, love it. Night Side of She Dies Tomorrow. Very dreadful, but amazing. The performances are incredible. I love the way this movie uses color. This movie really inspires me to, just think about making movies. It inspires me to create things. Just this whole movie is incredible, and I think it's really important. It speaks a lot to me, and I think it will speak a lot to each individual differently, but it just speaks to the fear of death just generally, and does it really well. And I don't know if it is a horror movie to a lot of people. I think the more horror aspects the more horror aspects of it come from the existential vibes of it. So Night of the Living Dead is one of my favorites. It's very classic. It's so smart. It's so ahead of its time, actually. The lead being a very competent black man is unheard of for the 60s. And I love how the ending really plays into that and is very devastating, but also very thematically ties in. And yeah, it is a very smart movie, and it's crazy that it is not just the first zombie movie, but is also a very good standalone kind of movie. And first zombie movie, there's probably others, but this is zombies as we know them now. And the fact that it's also just so incredible, and maybe one of the best zombie movies in my opinion at least, is awesome. We have the original Scream. This is a comfort movie for me. The way it's just so smart. It's so smart. I love the way it's shot. I love the ending. I remember the first time I watched this, I didn't know the ending, and it was just one of the best reveals. This and Saw have the best reveals, I think, of all time. And I love the final girl. I think she's so incredible. I love just the core three. They're just such a great, iconic they're all so iconic, even in this first movie. And the way it plays with horror movie tropes is so smart, and it clearly just comes from a love of the genre, which I really respect and really love about the movie. Yeah, just absolutely incredible. It's coming back to AMC soon. So I will be in theaters seeing it. Yeah, I'm excited. We have Titan. Wow, holy shit. One that is just so beautiful. Hard to watch at times, but just get through it. It's so beautiful, and it makes you cry. And it's also so freaky, and it's so disgusting. And it's body horror at its finest. I just love it so much. There's not much I can really say about it. It's so much more of an experience that you really need to sit with, and but the family aspects of it are something that really are so emotional, and I love them. We have top three. Number 3 is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love this movie so much. It is the smartest movie I've ever seen, probably. The smartest written. Just the fact that it's able to speak to so many different things, and the fact that there are so many different essays written about this movie alone is so impressive. And it also is just so fun and so scary and so well shot and just so impressive in every way. It's so subversive. It is so you think Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's gonna be so gory. It's not that gory. And Leatherface is such an iconic character, and I love the way the fact that this movie is about the Vietnam War, is about the meat industry, is about technology, which factors even more today, is about rural life, is about America, is about gender stereotypes at times, or gender norms, and the American family kind of falling apart during that whole era of America. It's so smart, and I just love it. I love it so much. Number 2, I have We're All Going to the World's Fair. Jane Chambreau really speaks to me here. I mean, it is so spooky, and the way that this movie at one moment kind of does to you what is being done to the character, it's something that I haven't seen in a movie in a long time, or ever. I don't think I've ever seen a movie. It's so interesting, and I love this movie. I think it's so creative and so interesting, and I think the lead in this is one of the most genuine and honest performances I've seen in a while. And I love the score on this. Just everything about it is incredible. It's incredible, guys. Last but not least, of course, is House. My favorite movie of all time. And for this, I don't want to talk about it, guys. I've made an entire video dedicated to this movie alone. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just read my essay that I wrote about this, because I'm actually really proud of it. I'm not normally proud of like my work, that sounded really pretentious and annoying. But like things I write, I normally am not like super proud of them, but I'm pretty proud of this, so I'm just going to read this to you. I've shockingly never written an extensive review about this film, because it's very hard to write about not only one of the wildest films ever made, but also my favorite film of all time. Every time I try and put it into words why I love this film so much, I always tend to fall short of its maximalist, whimsical, bloody beauty. But I'll try. The acting in this film is incredible and unmatched in the modern landscape, so extremely over the top and unhinged in a way that perfectly matches how the film looks. Every single person in the cast somehow perfected the unimaginable task of understanding the tone of this film, and it plays dividends in how the film flows and works stylistically. Sorry, I swear I have like dyslexia or something. I don't for real, but it's also a film that is way more vivid and brave with its colors than any film that could come out today. Although this is not as much of a dig at modern films as much as an example of how unique and timeless this one is. This is also just the most visually overstimulating film I've ever seen, with tons of flashing colors, keyframes that aren't quite right, unnatural blood splatters, and almost constant green screens that are abnormal and impossible. Though these on their face questionable effects are not used without intention or care, as they all come together to make the most unnaturally beautiful visuals that not only serve the look of the film, but also the themes of it. Nobuhiko Obayashi constructed this film out of the trauma and confusion of surviving World War II, specifically the Hiroshima bombing, which annihilated all of his close childhood friends. This is where the character of the ant comes in, repressing the harmful and jealousy-driven divide Obayashi's generation had with the younger, rising generation. The Aunt's tragedy is a tragedy of a character having lost her fiancé to the war, but continuing to wait for his return out of denial of his death. This vengefulness and anger at the world boils so high in her that this vengefulness and anger at the world boils so high in her that eventually she succumbs to a spirit in the form of the cat Blanche that can only be satisfied by eating young girls. The ant hates these girls for no reason other than they're happy and innocent, and have not had to go through the global and personal traumas she's had to. J-pop constantly backs their scenes together. There's no shortage of cheesy transitions in between them, and the whole look of the film is made to reflect how a child would see the world. But the auntie sees this as an unfair way to live life, and so the unjustified trauma that happened to her begins to leak onto the girls. This is an exceptionally earnest and vivid way for this film to depict generational trauma, especially with the ending of the film showing how vicious and hard to break this cycle is. But the way it's done never frames the ant as a villain per se. It portrays her as simply a byproduct of an inhumane and terrifying time to live through as a human, and it would be just as inhumane for the film to blame her for that. But it also frames what is happening to these girls as equally unjustified and terrifying, and never once blames them for being able to be happy and enjoy their life, contrary to the ant's philosophy. This film ultimately believes that humans have the right to enjoy their lives in as whimsical and innocent a way as they want, even if it doesn't end that way for the girls. I appreciate this film's deep sense of feminism as well. The girls all expect their teacher, Mr. Toho, to come back up to the house with them. They constantly call back to him, even when the circumstances get incredibly dire and out of their hands, claiming that he will be their knight in shining armor who can come and save them. But the only scenes with Mr. Toho But the only scenes with Mr. Toho in them are him stuck in traffic trying to get there, eating noodles, and ultimately giving up on trying to find the house after 3 minutes of trying, and then turning into a literal pile of bananas. This completely contradicts the tropes of the time and place it was made, and a lesser film would have most likely had Mr. Toho come back and actually save the day. But by having him fail to make it to the house, it exposes how silly and unreliable depending on men, it exposes how silly and unreliable depending on men is not only individually but socially. I just adore this film. It constantly inspires me to make something bigger than myself and reminds me to never trade my vision for anything. It's kind of weird to say that. I don't know why I said that. It shows me how important analyzing film is in order to see an artist's full intent behind something, and it shows me how truly subversive and breathtaking film has the ability to be. I will never get tired of watching this and discussing this film, and I'm so grateful that it exists and I'm so grateful that I get to exist alongside it. Thank you, Obayashi. Thank you, House. Yeah, I like that review. It actually held up. I thought I wouldn't like it reading it back, but I actually kind of still like it. So, but yeah, that is all of the movies on my list. That's everything. Yeah, that's every horror movie I've ever watched. And I just, wow, I'm done with that. That was a long task. But yeah, that was interesting. I hope everybody's having a happy Halloween. And I'm hoping to get a few more movies on that list soon. But until then, I appreciate you so much for watching this. It's so great. You can go follow me on my Letterboxd. I'll put it in the description if you're interested. And I guess if I'm doing this, I also I also made a little Instagram. It's also in my bio if you want to follow it. I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Let's take a little activator sip. And that's going to be it for me today. Kurtzer85 out.